In my observation, okay, I have seen, because I teach in Philadelphia, I teach in downtown Philadelphia and Center City, okay? We don't have a campus, we just have a bunch of buildings, okay, the University of the Arts and so on. In my observation is that working class women of every race, okay, are able to deal with anything, okay, in the way that affluent, upper middle class white girls are not. Affluent middle class white girls they're trained to be compliant, to be pleasant, okay? They have soft voices and so on, okay? Their manner is tentative, like this, and so on. I see the working class women on the street, okay? They have big language, much more big language, all right? People say something to them. Sometimes if it's sexual, okay, all right, the middle class girl regards it as a horrible affront and intrusion, okay? But a working class woman sometimes says thanks, okay, like that, okay? Well, like, because she knows she looks fabulous, okay, at that moment. She can handle it, okay? That's why I also used to call my feminism drag queen feminism, okay? Because the drag queens know how to handle themselves on the street, okay? The old style drag queens, okay, all right? They would just take off their high heel and they would hit you on the head, with that heel, okay? All right? A man in a dress on the street was often, the subject, okay, of harassment. It happened all the time because my school is also in the gay neighborhood, the gayborhood, etc. And when I first started working in the 80s, there were a lot of transsexual hookers, on the street. And there was one I thought my favorite. I would arrive in the morning for 8:30 class, and there she would be, okay, in like lavender boots, up to the thigh, and so on, just like there waiting for like the men coming in from the suburbs to work in all the Center City, skyscrapers, and just having a quickie, okay, in the car. I mean, I just love that. I just love that idea of this individual, an individual in the harshness of the streets, okay, able to handle his or herself, okay, in every kind of situation, as opposed to, okay, the soft-spoken middle-class girls, okay, who want the intrusion and surveillance and protections, okay, of the foster parent figures of the administration. The administrators are not your friends. The administrators are the enemies, okay? The administrative class, okay, is swollen, okay, to tyrannous proportions, okay? They are not the friends, okay? I mean, they are there, okay, to regulate, to bring in the forces of the government, to control you, to make sure you think you have correct thoughts and correct behavior, okay? It's an outrage, okay? There's an intrusion of these bureaucrats, okay, into college campuses, right? And the absolute silence of this castrated, faculties of America never stood up for themselves. And who's paying the price of it? The students, okay? In this paternalistic, coddling, infantilizing environment, okay? That now they find themselves in. This is such a betrayal of the 1960s. This has nothing to do with the 1960s. This is the 1970s, okay? When there was a whole retraction, when after the 60s had lost faith in themselves, right?
We're at Lafayette, so let's talk about what's going on at Lafayette. I just think, the Mill series in the spring semester of last year brought this guy named Casey Johnson. Have you heard of Casey? Well, it doesn't matter. He basically, he's a prominent person arguing that the way that sexual assault cases are being adjudicated on college campuses goes against centuries of Anglo-American jurisprudential tradition, and that we should think twice before we give campus tribunals that kind of...
Well, I was protesting against that 25 years ago.
Okay, so...
And my most controversial piece was my piece on date rape for Newsday in 1991. I was the first, okay? I was the first to condemn, okay, the intrusion of campus administrations into students' private lives. And I take a very strict libertarian position on that, okay, which is that the college administrations have no business ever, okay, asking questions about words or acts exchanged between students, okay? If a crime is committed, it must be reported to the police. This is my position, all right? This is a gross intrusion, okay, by paternalistic tyranny, okay, into student life, okay? And students should have resisted it from the start, as we did. My generation resisted it.